Welcome to my first camp video. This is my beginner's red rocket with junk walls set up. Um, as you can see, we got a nice little welcome archway there, some vendor stations. We're just over the river next to the Wayward and the camp there for the overseer. So as we go ahead and check out the outside, you can kind of see got these junk walls set up, and we're set up nice and close to this spawn point for a survivor out in the water there. I really like the junk walls. They kind of tie everything together now that they've been added to the game. I really was inspired by No Respawn's video on integrating the pre-built items. So we've got the red rocket there with a couple walls next to it. Got my flag there. We're also integrating that defense tower. As we come around the edge here, we can see we've got the Seedy Shack. I've got a lot of stuff kind of put up against the walls to make them look a bit better. The trash can dumpster piece there, as with some things, it kind of floats a little bit above to kind of disguise that. I've put a planter in front of it. This kind of breaks up the lines a bit. So we come around the side of the Seedy Shack off in the distance, we can kind of see there's a Vultures group nearby. Makes for some interesting encounters every now and then. And my little scavenger bot is wandering around. This is one of the truck bed planter things. I've used it to kind of load up with junk just to fill in a gap and once again break up the lines so that it's just not continual junk walls. This is some of my newer sections. I've only got a couple pieces of decoration up against the side. And there you can hear my Raider Punk who's set up in the Vulture's Den. I am slowly adding more and more to the walls and just kind of decorations in general, just to break those up, but as the daily challenges come up, so that's why it's not fully done yet. Bit of a gap there. Eventually I'll probably throw some tires or something to kind of block that up. But overall the walls kind of press together pretty easily, and there's my Raider Punk monitoring the Vultures there on his radio. But the Vulture, this little den piece here is a really nice addition and blends well with those walls. As we can see, we've got it's all natural decoration there so far, but next to it I've used some of these planters and the toilet there just to kind of once again give a bit of color. I am glad they've added these chained tires back into the game, or they did anyway, on the Atomic store. There's still some ones without chains I haven't seen, so I'm waiting for those to pop on so I can grab them. This is my longest stretch of unmodified, simply because I recently expanded my walls to encompass the caboose here. Before I had it outside the walls, it was just easier to bring it in and then put these up. So these don't have a lot of decorations. You can hear my vendor bot singing in the background there. And then as we get back around the corner, there's my vending station. And back to some more decorations here. The entranceway was definitely, No Respawns was helpful in describing how to set one of these up. His videos on it are really great, so I recommend checking out his channel and reviewing those. He does really good build videos, has done since Fallout 4. So I use this, it gives a nice entryway. As you can see, I've got my pylons and stuff set up. There's lights on the opposite side, but they only trigger when there's enemies coming by. Here we've got the red rocket prefab, throwing a little extra piece of flooring in front of it. One other thing they added was that fusion flea. I love having that next to the red rocket. It just kind of ties it all together. Got all my crafting stations with the exception of my chemistry in here. And there you can see and hear my fusion generator running. This is my little vendor stall. The pylons are put up using the pylon glitch, where you can stack a tall and a short one and then make a blueprint of them, and then they're no longer snap. You can actually free float them and then just remove the top. but I've got some low-level gear in there and all my extra plans. A little fire pit to hang out in. Now I've got my water station here, along with my little security post. And that statue that I've just kind of thrown. I've got the bathtub in front of the water station. I like the idea that it's put there to catch any dripping and whatnot. I just think it really makes it look a little better. As we check out this little view here, we can see our survivor down in the water panning for gold. It gives a little ambience, little chats go on back there, so I like that. There's my scavenger robot, just kind of hanging out. This area is being worked on. I've got my water bucket. It does only collect dirty water and only 2 at a time, so it's more decorational than anything. And then this is just where my character's little home is. Got my stash, my bed, and my chemistry station, because I think the Seedy Shack is the best place for making your chems in. My robot's charging pod, I've actually redone this a bit since making this video and set it up over with the caboose. And I've moved the camp station into my building. It's just to kind of clear up this area because I added a bit more of a farm here. This is the Raider tree. Yes, I like you too. The Raider tree from the current legendary run. I just think it looks pretty nice. Just kind of a warning. I need to put up a sign that shoplifters will be prosecuted. And then you can see the vulture den here. I love this thing, just the details with the tires and the spikes and everything. I've added these internals, a little ratty rug.
Wanna, hear something strange?
Maybe later Raider Punk. He apparently collects plushies, got his little crappy sleeping bag in here. A light once I get the power fixed into here. Once again, I'm doing that as the dailies come up. We've got a little Nuka-Cola for him to keep caffeinated as he's keeping an eye on the enemy down the road there, as well as the other plushie that's in here. I've kind of set up this little open area between these two as a farm now, and moved the robot over there to the left. I got my little grilling station here. Meat week's going on, so I got the ox, and then another atomic item, the cooler there, rustic cooler. Looks good for an outdoor section. But yeah, I've added a couple more decorations here since this video, but this little raised platform looks good. Like I said, I've turned that area into a little farm. And then as we come up in here, as some others have done, I've set this up as a little diner station. Another plushie on the table here, and my vendor bot. I love the vendor bot. The plushie is pretty neat. You can actually click on those and they'll growl at you. The vendor bot, as we can see, loves to sing, but also has donuts in his head. Is that not the best thing ever? Donuts in the head of the robot. So, love him. Love his little song. I am going to wind up replacing the generator that's back there with the Vault-Tec experimental one once I buy it. It's silent, so it's good for builds like this where you have to hide it.
Watching us, trying to figure us all out.
You're sounding a little paranoid there, buddy. So I've put a chicken coop in that corner now, since I unlocked that, and the vendor bot's up in this corner, so adds a little more and cleaned up that spot. And there we have it.